Okay. So they say in fall it's time for some spices, right? That's when you get spicy, when you put the black cat's eyelash on the coffee, when you put a little bit of pepper. Okay, so my friend put pepper in my water yesterday when we were while at a restaurant, and I started like coughing for like 5 minutes because I drank like half the water with the pepper in it. And at first I thought it was funny. Then I started like dying.
You drank half before you realized there was pepper in it?
No, I know it was in there. I just thought it'd be funny to drink it.
Oh, okay. It turns out it wasn't. Or it turns out it was funny for them, but not you.
But you know what he did do? He released the spice, which is what we're doing on today's episode.
Woo! Do you know, pepper in water is better than having Viagra in your beer. I'm just gonna say. Could you imagine if you were at a restaurant, you're eating some frickin' spicy food, you're eating frickin' maximum hot wings or whatever, and you went to drink your water, but it was really just spicy water? It wouldn't be good. That's, I hate spicy food in the first place. I can't handle it. I'm a little pussy when it comes to the spice, so.
See, I love spicy food, but I still want spicy water.
Yeah. Yeah. So could you imagine you're eating your hot wings and then, spicy water.
That's sparkling water. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
Sparkling water is horrific.
The worst thing in the world.
There's no reason to drink it.
Sparkling water.
Why would you enjoy it? You literally can't drink too much, otherwise your mouth starts hurting.
Like, I put up with
It's just carbonated.
It's horrible. It just tastes bitter. It tastes like what I imagine the inside of Manimal's heart tastes like.
I mean, I think it's just because it's mineral water, not because it's carbonated.
Mineral water, more like shit water.
More like spicy water, but hey, let's get off the spicy take. Let's not talk about pepper water and Viagra beer and all that kind of shit. Let's talk about... Well, let's introduce who we are, actually. First of all, before we get into what we're doing, it is the Manga Raiders Community Happy Hour, episode 148. Yeah, sure.
148.
148. Or 147. I'll delete which one as appropriate. Or, if I'm too lazy to edit this, then you do it in your mind, dear listener. Decide which one it is. Could be any, really. It doesn't really matter. Numbers are just...
Episode 200.
Doesn't matter. Episode 2,683, this one. Pretty crazy. Been doing it for a while, but, it is what it is. My name is slightly better known as Vacant.
Yes, you are.
I realised I cut you off with an intro there, sorry.
No, I was just saying, it's really good to be here in the year 3000.
Our album went multi-platinum.
Multi-platinum, which is nothing these days, but
And let me tell you, your great-great-great-granddaughter is looking pretty fine. Shout out to Busted, they're no longer around. But yeah, I'm Vacant, the only one who probably got that reference, because I'm the only British one here. But we are represented by other nationalities. To my virtual left, across the pond, as they say, sitting in Canada. I said that really weird. I had a stroke halfway through saying that. Canada.
I mean, you could have gone either way at that point.
Sitting there in Calder. It's Manimal.
If you lived to be 1,000 years old and you dated an 18-year-old, would that be pedophilia?
No, because...
I mean,
she's an adult.
It depends if they've changed the definition by then.
Yeah, because you're the only person alive who's over 100 years. You're 1,000 years old, so am I like
a pile of flesh, or am I like?
No, you're
is this an immortal you situation?
You just keep going. So wrinkles, eventually they just kind of fold them back. So okay. You look like you're a maximum age, probably 100 or whatever, but you just keep going.
Okay.
I guess that I feel like that would be very bad. At some point, creepy. You think it just stops mattering.
Yeah.
Because even if you're dating, if you're 100 years old, if you're 1,000 years old, and you date an 100-year-old, it would be like a 100-year-old dating a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, I think, would it be creepy? Yes, but I don't think it's pedophilia, because pedophilia is, why are we having this conversation already? But basically, I'm sure that is an attraction to people who are minors and not developed, whereas an 18-year-old would be considered an adult and developed and Go make your own
Okay.
decisions and shit like that.
All right.
That's
I just
my
wanted to
take on it.
clarify cross millennium relationships.
I appreciate that. We get that right out the bat. That's Manimal. They're the kind of hard-hitting topics he brings to the table. And
I
rounding
ask
out...
the hard questions, and I don't expect easy answers.
More to the point, I don't know why we give serious answers. Like, I actually stop and think about it and go,
That's the point, is when I ask questions, you're supposed to actually think about them and not just be like...
All I can say is that I would rather have a Dorian Gray situation. Because I just feel like even if you're like physically not getting any older looking, you've just got to be dead inside.
Well, think of like...
Everything has got to hurt.
Think of like Shakugan no Shauna. Shauna was like hundreds of years old. Yuji was like 15. Yuji was like 15.
I don't
okay,
get that
that's
reference.
weird. That's a bit different, because kid's 15, you know?
I mean, Shauna also looked like she was 13, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's not how that works.
That's why
That's
Rukia
just-
and Ichigo didn't hook up, because she's 10 times his age, even if she looks like a little
See?
girl.
This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about.
Which was
I'm
weird
just sa-
because Renji hooked up with her.
Yeah, but they're the same age.
That's true. Kubo, did you ever notice in the last chapter when like they were like, oh, Rukia's had a kid, like they really sort of adulted the fuck out of her design? And it was like, yeah, she's just a short adult now. Well, I guess she was
I
never
always
too
thought she was
lollified.
just a short adult.
She was.
I
but,
never
you know what I mean.
saw her as a child. I never saw anyone in that show as a child because none of them looked like children.
Yeah, to be fair. What, are you kidding? Did you look at Chad and really not see a child? A nice, kind
Everyone in that
15-year-old
everyone in
boy.
that fucking manga is at least 21.
He couldn't really draw kids. Well, he could, because he drew
Could draw two
Yuzu
children.
and Kareen, whatever the fucking name was.
He couldn't draw teenagers.
No. Not that his art was terrible, it was great. But the man there who's just been commenting on Bleach, that's Coryn, by the way, guys.
In case you haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. You know,
I'm sitting in Kansas with a glass of bourbon, which is maybe a little too tall for a Tuesday evening, but yeah, who cares?
well, it isn't, because we've got a weighty subject. And, you know, people may not have figured it out, because I'm sure we've got a few new listeners today, so hello. Because it's a weighty topic that we're...
If you are a new listener, I welcome you to this episode, and also welcome you to go to kanttila.bandcamp.com and listen to my albums.
Yeah. That'll happen.
As a new listener, you should understand that will happen a lot.
I was going to say, jumping in and jumping over the top of each other to plug or segue against or cut in with a tangent is just going to happen. So expect that. If you don't like it, then, I don't know, fuck off, I guess. What can we say?
In simple terms, you can kiss a ding-dong.
Whoa, let's not be dropping the D's, shall we? Let's not drop the D word.
And if you like ding-dongs, you can lick a Twinkie.
I mean, I guess that is the preamble to eating a Twinkie, so it's okay. That
I mean, if you were
passes
just
the
sitting there
test.
licking it, no. Like that, if I was at work and a colleague just whips out a Twinkie, I'd be like, okay, bit weird in England, but you can get them in England, it's fine. But then if you just sat there and not took a bite out the fucker and just gently licked it for a while,
You'd be concerned.
I wouldn't be wanting to make eye
I
contact
guess
with
is
him,
it
let's
if it's a
just say.
sensuous licking, maybe it's a problem.
I mean, how else?
But
can
like
you
if he's
lick
just like
something?
split open and got to the cream,
How else?
See,
do
this-
you lick
this is what
stuff?
I'm talking
If it's
about.
not
I'm so
sensual,
self-
then what's the
I'm
point?
so self-conscious that I can't lick. If I get ice cream, I have to eat it bite by bite because I can't lick it because I feel too embarrassed. So if I go get ice cream, so sometimes I've gone to get ice cream and I sit in my car and I read comics or whatever, and like
fucking animal.
And again, I take my teeth and I just go on top of it because I'm too self-conscious to
That's
lick
the
it because I feel like
weirdest noise.
I feel like a
Please don't do that
creep.
noise while you
I feel like a
you lick ice cream cones. It's what you do with
no,
them.
because I feel like some 6-year-old creep is gonna be friggin' looking at me.
Some 6-year-old creep? Are you worried about the
60-year-old.
6-year-olds?
60-year-old.
Okay, so you're an adult. That's a legal
Yeah, I don't
relationship,
like-
and we've already
I don't want
established.
it. No, that's gross still. It's
What do
absolutely
you do
disgusting.
with a lollipop when you're in public? I'm so interested.
He's got teeth made of fucking steel.
What do-
if
I
you're
don't
buying
eat
from
lolli-
them.
And he must because all the original ones are broken from crunching all the lollipops.
What'd you
I
do
don't
with a
eat-
jawbreaker? You
I don't
bite
eat
through
jaw-
that fucker?
Need
You
jaw
have to
break.
lick those.
I don't
Not
need.
according to Manimal.
I don't need jawbreakers. Even at home because I hate saliva so much that it grosses me out that I eat it like this way at home because I don't want to keep licking my saliva because it frickin' disgusts me.
It's your saliva.
It's the We've
I
covered
still have-
this subject.
I-
It is
yes.
the least disgusting human fluid.
I even have my own. I have phobia of my own saliva. This is why I have to. Every time I drink water, I wipe the bottle with my hand. Like I just wipe the top.
Oh.
I do this. It's part of a habit. So it's because I. Oh, never mind.
When you
Oh my
get in a
goodness.
relationship, you are going to have trouble there. Yeah, poor whoever that girl is, he's going to constantly get wiped over.
Lean in for a sensuous kiss. Lean back. Wipe her mouth with your
He
thumb.
just pulls out a Kleenex like, there you go.
Okay, I gotta dry your tongue a little bit.
How was your week, Manimal?
My week was pretty normal. Oh yeah, it was normal. It was actually normal for a week of mine. So yeah, a couple cool things today. Freaking Welsh guy came in, and that was a pretty amazing experience. So let me tell you. I guess it was a couple that were like visiting their daughter or whatever. So he bought a guitar and then he sold it again, and he like freaking restringed it and everything. It was pretty amazing. But the goddamn guy, at first I thought he was like Scottish. But then I guess I found out he was Welsh. I couldn't understand like a friggin' thing the guy was saying. He was saying words to me, and I was just like, yeah, okay.
That's how you know he's Welsh.
Yeah. Like, it was honestly like hard to understand. Well, first when he walked in, the first thing he played on the guitar was In My Life, so I kind of figured like maybe he is British. Who knows? He was playing it too perfectly. But
True test of a Brit.
well, at first he talked, and I was like, "Is this another British guy?" Then I was like, "No, it's a Scottish guy." And then I found it's a Welsh guy. But
Yeah, Scottish
and then
and Welsh is there's quite different.
And then his like wife came in and was yelling at him for taking too long, and then I couldn't understand anything she was saying either. And it was pretty amazing.
I tell you what it is. I come down here to sell this guitar, and I just wanted to, I restrung it, and I want to sell it back to you. That's kind of Welsh.
And let me tell you, UK driver's license are shit. It's absolutely a terrible layout. It looks like garbage. All the numbers are bunched together in one section. The birthday,
so you only have
the
to look
issue.
at one part.
That's stupid. Unlike
Why is
Superior, Ontario license are freaking amazing. Way better than all American license.
You know what's
Ontario
laid out?
license.
Yeah. Real talk though, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do all British people have the same license?
This guy had a UK license, so it just said UK.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was
Like
like it had like
the same.
it was on like a blue rectangle with a bunch of stars around it. It said UK in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, in America we have one by state.
Really?
But
But yeah, this
one by
guy's
state. You've seen them.
this guy's ID didn't even say like it only had like his
God,
address and city on it.
Yeah, no, they're not divided by country. I mean, because our country is as big as a state, so, it'd kind of be silly.
Yes, but you have significantly more people than a state, generally speaking.
It has the your address on there anyway, so even though mine's like 3 addresses ago, but
And for some reason there was no
pardon me.
there's no like number, but it was odd. It was pretty cool meeting that guy. I got to start a checklist of when I meet everyone from everywhere, so now I got all the British Isles covered. And freaking obviously, we got Finland, got Italy, got freaking there's a lot. Oh, the Australian guy, of course. That was pretty legendary. I was freaking blessed to meet an Australian man, let me tell you. And of course, the Philippines, a lot of stuff. Gotta start a checklist. Who will I encounter next?
Australians are cool as shit, so that's good.
They are. I just happy now I got that, but I haven't seen the Irish guy recently, so I hope he's okay. Anyways, also some lady came in. She was just, walking in, selling some stuff, eating a pear. First of all, it's weird to be eating a pear in public anyway. I don't know how many people do this.
I don't know if that's true. I feel like that's the normal thing.
Who walks into a store eating a pear? Okay,
No one
but
walks into a store, but it's different if you're like just walking down the street.
okay, but it was odd. Anyways, so she's eating the pear. She's like, my face is going numb. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, it's going to start hurting soon. I'm allergic to pears. And I'm like, why are you eating one? Oh, because I love them too much. I just love fruit, but I'm allergic to freaking oranges, pineapples, apples, anything that has like the acid or whatever in it. Pears,
See, that's like my ex-roommate Craig, who you're all a fan of.
Yeah, we're a big fan of
bless
Craig.
Craig.
But again, it was just like, she was just, eating it. Her face is going numb. She's like, I just love pears too much. Can't stop. And then she's like, okay, I better stop. But I was just like,
I can't
this
stop. Oh no, actually.
Yeah, then she was like, just kind of like, okay, this actually hurts, so I should stop. But I'm just like, Like, I've never met someone who was like that passionate about fruit to begin
I mean,
with.
it feels like it's less. I guess it must be an allergy, but it almost feels like just an extreme reaction to the acids.
I think so, but it was just very specifically weird situation.
I mean, you seem to live in a town that's somehow at like a crossroads between different universes, because you somehow have a representation of every nationality on the planet for being a relatively small city in Canada.
It's strange. Well, it's not really that varied here. It's actually pretty straightforward, but a lot of times there just happens to be like
your evidence is not supporting that statement.
Well, because it's always like
I'm just thinking you live in a liminal space.
I'm just saying that it's always like one person of whatever in most situations. But yeah, I know sometimes it's a little odd. You get some different characters. It is kind of like a weird it's almost like we're stuck decades in the past or something like that. It's a little odd, but I'm okay with it. And other than that,
well,
nothing too extreme.
As was established, I think, beforehand, that Canada is always 10 years behind everyone else, or at least America. So when we had the 90s, you were having the 80s.
Pretty much. I think Toronto is at least almost in line with America, but not us. Not well, actually, it's pretty much this whole entire side until you get to like BC, I would say. But you know how it goes.
I mean, I guess it technically means you're living in 2008 right now.
2008. Welcome to 2008, everyone. I can't wait till the Black Eyed Peas release a new single.
I'm a B. I'm a B.
Will be. So I had a traumatic experience. Went to that Montana's place, which is totally based on Montana cuisine, I guess.
Steak?
I don't know. There's steak, I guess. It's just called Montana's for some reason. Anyways, very mediocre food. Not really that good, but they have tables you can draw pictures on with crayons, so I like that. So we were just, waiting for our food, and then all of a sudden an ant fell from the ceiling, and I was emotionally disturbed for a good while. Like, I'm sure this stuff happens all the time and you don't notice, but if a freaking ant falls from the ceiling, you're just like, where are the other ones? And it makes you think, how many times have you been at restaurants where ants have fallen from the ceiling?
I'm going to say literally never.
I know, so that's why it was so traumatic, right? Because it was just like all of a sudden an ant came down and was just like, what's going on here?
But that's got to be one dedicated ant that he's pulling a Mission Impossible on you.
Was it traumatic? Like, were you traumatized?
Well, I kept thinking about how gross it was.
I mean, yeah, but you're also afraid of your own saliva, as it turns out, so I'm not sure if that's a good yardstick.
How do you function?
Okay, maybe traumatic.
Okay,
I was being over-dramatic when I said traumatic, obviously, but...
It is a little concerning that there are ants falling freely from the ceiling, unless they're, like, on the first floor of, like, a multiple-story thing.
It was a ant, though. That was the part that was the most disturbing.
So it's a very lost ant.
Maybe he was a worker ant, and he works there and clears the tables
works
with
there.
Little crumbs. He gets to just clean them away.
He's literally like, what? I'm an employee too. You can screw off.
He's like, look, man, you've made a mess all over your table. I've had to just scoop down, and I'm gonna, eat some of these little crummy dums, and then fuck myself off.
Then you get real close, and his name tag's actually written in crayon, too.
Yeah.
I'm totally an employee here, sir. I'm not here just stealing food.
I do it all along. But yeah, that's how it goes. This is pretty much the extent of my week. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing that's going to destroy the floors or anything like that. But, that's not what you really want anyway most of the time.
There's few occasions that I would, actively want the floor to be destroyed.
Yeah, I can think of a couple. I can think of a few, but this is not one of them, so yes.
Good. And Coryn, what did you get up to, dude?
Oh. So the long and short of it is that I had a very, very big project that was due Friday. And we worked real hard until about 5:45 on Friday evening. And then we were told it was getting delayed.
Hey!
And we all the three of us that were left in the office just kind of sat in silence for a while and went home.
Well, doesn't that mean that you're ahead of the project?
Technically,
yeah, but when you work towards something...
The problem is people promise early deadlines and then we're forced to live up to them.
Yeah, I know only too well when you set an
Yeah.
objective for 6 months, work towards it, bust your ass to get the work done, and then it's like, yeah, no, never mind. We
Yeah,
don't
and
need it anymore. It's like, oh.
problem is we're working behind everyone else because it's just the nature of the beast. And the people ahead of us were behind, and I don't know. Nobody knows what's going on. It's just a mess. And I ate all my meals at the office last week. It wasn't any fun. But then I went home for Labor Day weekend because it was a nice 3-day weekend here in America
Labor Day.
and Canada, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Even
So,
Tim's. Wait, no, Tim's was open.
I would imagine.
Labor Day.
Yeah,
Walmart was closed.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
The grocery stores were closed.
Well, Walmart was open in America, and myself and my brother, we drove home, saw the parents for the weekend, went out, ate at the Mexican restaurant pretty much grew up on, real good, still tastes good. It was kind of a relaxing weekend at home.
Good. Well, it sounds like you needed it after.
Yeah, definitely feel a lot better coming into work this Tuesday, so hopefully things will kind of say relatively normal. I don't know. They're promising that it's going to be pretty heavy going on forward, which isn't surprising for this time of year.
It is what it is.
Yes, but the bright side is I made like 20 extra hours of overtime, so yeah.
Keep them in your back pocket for when you want to scoot on home to celebrate my birthday or Manimal's birthday. Not that you'll be coming over here. I don't think you've got enough time for 20 hours. But,
Not anytime soon.
Cool. So I'm glad you had a relaxing Labor Day weekend then, dude. Because it bloody needed it. In terms of myself, not too much going on. Spent most of the time at work. Couple days off, helping people move. Went rock climbing, which was a bad idea after helping someone move. Because
Sounds like it.
Yeah, because when you're like, I'm aching a little bit, but my muscles are okay. I can do this. This is fine. So we went and did it. And then you wake up the next morning, you go, no, I'm not fine. And your arms are telling you, we're not fine, motherfucker. Why did you do that when you knew full well that we weren't fine? And
Everything's bad.
yeah, it's all bad. You can't move these now. So, that was not enjoyable.
The wonders of aging. You could have done that at 18. You could have.
I could have, but not now. Not now at 27. That's it. Whoa, it's all downhill now. 27 and more than a half, 3/4. I'm almost there with the big 2.8 now. Scary times. But other than that, just been chilling out really. Gotten knuckled down back into a bit more writing as well.
Wait, hold on. You're 280 pounds?
Yes, I'm 280 pounds. I'm a big lad.
Did you not notice?
I couldn't really tell. I don't know where you hit it all.
It's the bop. My little.
Shit! I forgot.
He holds the
Forgot
Guinness
that.
World's Record for the world's densest ass.
I forgot it adds an extra 100 pounds.
Kim Kardashian wishes she had the rear end that I do. Bitch can hold a champagne glass on there. Motherfucker, I can hold a fucking, I don't know, what's a German tankard on there.
A case of beer.
A 24-pack is on there. Wedged right onto my little ass shelf, I guess you would call it.
Ass in the shell.
Let's never use the term ass shelf again.
Look, hey baby, let me sit on that ass shelf. And when you said ass in the shelf, I thought of elf on the shelf, and I was like, don't confuse the two. One's a lovely little childhood tradition.
Creepy fucking elf. That thing is so terrifying.
One's a little child tradition, and ass on the shelf would... Why it would be an amusing replacement, I don't think it would exactly spell the spirit of Christmas.
I feel like ass in the shelf is something you buy at a sex shop.
Ass in the shit. It sounds like a new rap album.
Yeah, so basically it's kind of like you put your butt on the shelf and then the other like it just kind of goes around and ooh bad.
So it's like one of those. It's like one of those
sense.
big silicone asses you can buy at a sex shop, but you hide it around your house to scare your significant other.
See that's better than what I was thinking, so we're gonna go with that.
What were you thinking? You need to elaborate, because you literally...
I was thinking literally like you put your bottom on the shelf.
Yeah?
And then, ooh.
That is one step away from a glory hole, my friend.
I know, but it's a little different, but it's the same idea.
You just went, put your ass on the shelf and then, ooh. That didn't elaborate what it was, but I kind of get what you mean. Is there a hole in the shelf? But never mind, let's move on from ass shelves and asses in shelves, or on shelves. What else did I do that is worth mentioning? Well, no, actually. I was going to discuss anime and shit, but we'll do all that next week, so it's fine. What I've been watching and what I've been getting up to and keeping on top of. The only other thing of note that I can say is I've caved, I've bowed finally, I've said goodbye to my phone of 3 years and got a nice new shiny one. And it's super swish. But you know when they're like...
Rip old phone.
Rip the Note 3. So I went from the Note 3 to the Note 9, which is a bit of a jump, admittedly.
Was the Note 3 new when you got it? Because that feels like they put out a lot of models.
No, it'd been out for a couple of years when I got it. It was 2012 or 2013 that the Note 3 was out, and then... Okay,
because if they're averaging 3 models of phone a year, you got some problems, maybe.
Isn't that what they do with Apple?
I mean...
I don't know, man. I have an Android.
The only thing that really annoyed me is I couldn't use the iris scanner. I'm calling racism on this. Couldn't use the iris scanner because I wanted to unlock it with my eye, because I was like, that's cool. You look at your phone, it unlocks. This is like Demolition Man level of shit. I want this in my life. It wouldn't recognize my irises because apparently my eyes are too small.
I'm pretty sure that is just because you have small eyes.
I do have small eyes, but I'm calling racism. I'm a white man.
Not racism. Irises are all the same.
Your irises are the same. Not the band Iris. They were great. They sung that song.
That one song that everyone listened to for a long time.
It was the Go-Go Dolls or Goo Goo Dolls.
That song Iris? Go-Go Dolls? I don't know.
I don't remember what they're called.
It was on it was in Requiem for a Dream, and then it got old pretty quick.
The world to see me, 'cause I don't think that... I'm gonna stop singing.
Many
Okay, but why would you be excited?
Why
would you be excited about some stupid iris scanner? Don't you realize how freaking creepy that is at these freaking things with face recognition? Nothing is more disgusting to me than face recognition. What the fuck? Why do people think that's okay?
You say this.
What's wrong with you?
A few months ago, I had to break out my old laptop, which is so fucked. And the only way I managed to log on to it is because it remembered my thumbprint.
There you go, fingerprint scanners.
This stuff creeps me out. Do you really trust these? Do you trust these companies?
What are they going to do with my face? I don't give a fuck what they do with my face.
I don't know what they're going to do. How do you you don't know what they're going to do?
I don't care what they do with my face.
I'm just saying it's freaking creepy. It's disgusting.
I mean, it is this is how cyberpunk dystopias begin, but...
Yeah.
This is how shit begins. Recognize your face. It's freaking gross.
But you also have
your face, but I don't give a fuck.
You also have to remember, he lives in, England, which is just fucking full of cameras.
Yeah, man.
They're already used to it. You may have not noticed, but there's no cameras in America. I mean, there are, but they're all private businesses.
Yeah, you guys don't have CCTV knocking around.
Why would you have a camera when you can just have a grandma?
Because Margaret Thatcher was a bitch.
You blow my mind with that sentence.
Okay.
I kind of hope that they do. I hope they do replace CCTV with nosy grandmas, and in a way they kind of have.
That's the best security camera is the grandma who watches the neighbors.
That's kind of true. That is sort of true. The first person to bring the police in any altercation is definitely the old woman across the street. He's going to be like, I've seen a bunch of youths doing this.
There's absolutely nothing better to do, yeah.
Fucking brick a windows, little old cunt. But anyway.
So this is the reason why.
We love grandmas. I've never assaulted a grandma. I'm just going to go on record and say I have never physically harmed a grandma. I love grandmas. I've only ever loved them. So, just want to get out of the way and make sure I do the legal house with it there.
The Manga Raiders Happy Hour is officially pro-grandma.
Hell yeah!
They make good pancakes, yo. But,
they do.
We're not going to do news this week because we've rambled enough already. We've gone off on enough tangents. So we're going to go and crack into the fall season of anime. That's what you are here for, probably. Or maybe you've just...
You guys are here to release the spice.
We're going to release the spice because Manimal's going to keep saying it. I had a pumpkin spice latte today. That's when you know it's
You know what they have? You know what
You
they have at
basic
Tim's?
bitch.
You know what they have at Tim's is the pumpkin spice ice cap.
Yeah, but that's
So I decided, well,
gay.
ice cap season is pretty much over. Could you guys hear anything I said?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering if my mic was cutting out or not. But anyways, ice cap season is over, but I had to get the pumpkin spice ice cap while I still could. It didn't really taste like pumpkin spice. It was kind of odd, kind of a little different. It was okay, but like now that's the last ice cap I'm gonna have of the season now
The
though.
last ice cap of the year.
I had my last Orangina this season.
Oh,
Yeah, Orangina's over as well.
Let's say I am glad we're getting into fall. I really can't wait to have my pumpkin ice cream be back on the shelf.
What?
Pumpkin ice cream, dude. It's the thing.
That's weird. I'd probably try it now.
I'm not like a big pumpkin spice everything guy, but I love my pumpkin ice cream.
Can't wait to listen.
I can see that working.
Can't wait to listen to Iron Maiden and Megadeth.
Do you not do that otherwise?
Not often.
Only in
Not
fall.
very often. Well, because I've already had periods in my life where I listened to the shit out of both of them, so, you know.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I guess it could, if you had to choose two rock bands to be the things you listen to during the fall, it probably good choices.
Yeah, gotta be them.
That's true. That's fair. But yeah, we're gonna get into the fall season of anime, so here's how we do it if you are unfamiliar. We each will take a show. We're gonna have 5 picks each. We're gonna discuss that show. It'll be something that either we're gonna watch or something that's caught our eye. And we're gonna take it in turns and go through them. And then after that, we're gonna do a little recap of any other shows that are worth mentioning or that stick out to us or whatever. However, here's the caveat. That's how we normally do it. Coryn and Manimal are going to do that. With this season, because it's such a clusterfuck of a season for me, I'm going to do it a little differently, guys. I have them in air date order on my anime list, the entirety of the season. And I'm going to ask you guys to give me a number, and whichever one is that number in the list, that entry, then that'll be my pick, and I'll have to watch that one.
You'll have to watch that one. You're going to promise that.
Yes.
Alrighty.
You have it here. You heard it here first.
You will not keep up with that promise.
I mean, it's only 5 shows, so... Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's only 5 episodes. That's 2.5 hours max.
Quick, man, we'll pick more shows.
All right. Okay, I guess we'll begin, right? So we'll start with this shit.
Yeah.
So this season looks pretty goddamn lame. But anyway, the only thing...
Save that to the end.
I think it looks okay.
This, my friends, is a lame season. A season that needs a little spice. So we are going to release the spice with the show Release the Spice. With a Y. It's spelled with a Y. God damn it. It's freaking spice with a Y. This is, what?
It's clever. Probably.
Very smart, very smart. Just like the birds. It's a show about high school girls who decide being high school girls is boring, so they become secret agents.
Secret agent ninjas?
Secret agent ninja. It's called Release the Spice.
Oh, sorry, the one that you've been banging on about.
Yes, and they become ninja secret agents, and I only know it because they mention it in Dengeki G's magazine, and I'm not really probably this show looks like shit. I mean, it doesn't look good. It looks pretty cheesy. You guys know how the show's gonna be. They'll be like agents, and they'll have like these weird action scenes, but it will be animated absolutely horrifically, and the voice acting will be pretty awful as well. I definitely predict this is gonna have a solid 6 rating on Anime List, and probably no higher. But god damn it, if they're not ready to release the spice.
They had they did Princess Principal,
Sorry,
and that
go
was
ahead.
okay.
Did they?
That was well, not their studio, but you know.
I mean, I will give the show props for having a girl with only one fucking eyeball.
You know, that's what we've been needing in this current economy, is a girl with one eyeball.
I'm gonna say it's a difference in character design, which is a nice thing.
Represent the one eyes.
Yeah, they're all kind of dressed like they're from Kill la Kill.
Give Cyclops his rights.
Oh my god, they really are. Yeah,
Sometimes they have like swords, sometimes they have fucking sniper rifles. So, who knows?
Well, you're gonna have to balance. Close range and long range. It's by Les Douce, which I'm not familiar with this studio.
Okay, this is like the third studio I've seen this season that looks like it's from fucking France.
Apparently they did Fate Grand Order First Order, which was a 1 episode. Classroom Crisis?
Fate Grand Order First
not
Order.
Done much.
I'd like a quarter pounder with a side of fries and a Pepsi.
So, they're, still pretty new. A couple of Classroom Crises. They did Magi, Sinbad, Hoboken.
Woo, 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 woo.
Uno.
Everyone loves Magi.
I mean, looking at the PV, it doesn't look like poorly animated or anything. I'll give it that.
It looks boring, and it looks like a 6.5 out of 10 on Anime List.
Hey.
Yeah, that's it. What else we got?
What else do we got? That's a good question. I'm just gonna blow through this one because it's season 2. It's Golden Kamuy season 2 coming out after Golden Kamuy season 1 just kind of ended randomly in a place no one really expected it to. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. Golden Kamuy season 2. Check it out. If you haven't watched Golden Kamuy season 1, also check that out because it's a really fucking good show.
Yeah, we sort of spoke about this a couple of weeks ago when we found out it was coming on fall. I'm excited. Golden Kamuy is a super solid show, so if it's more of the same, I'm definitely going to keep up with that one.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it most likely will be. It feels like they probably did both at the same kind of time, but then it's like, well, here's what's done. This is spring, then we'll finish the rest, and it will be the fall.
Yeah. Standard 2-core kind of setup from the looks of it. It's season 2, so obviously go and check out the first season. It came out in the winter of this year, or the spring, can't remember. It was spring, wasn't it? Not winter. I don't know. It's one of them. Came out this year anyway.
It was, I want to say it was spring. It really feels like it was spring.
Yeah. Now I think about it, I'm sure it was, because, yeah, it was. I'm just gonna say yes. Yeah, you just watch it, guys. There's nothing we can really say. It's based off the manga. It's quite popular, so just go watch it. Yeah. It's good. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for me then, I want you to pick a number between 1 and 48.
Ooh. I'll say 37.
37. Okay, let's go. Rolling down. So. Oh, goody.
You're sorted by start date, right? I'm trying to follow along here.
I have start date. So 37, according to my calculations, is the lovely Radiant.
I also picked Radiant.
Oh, you have Radiant
list.
on yours. Okay, so I'll go the one before or after.
I don't know. What's the one before or after?
Just, you choose for me. Manimal, before or after? Before?
Before Christ.
Okay, well, it just so happens then that I have Sword Art Online Alicization. Boom! Season 3 of Sword Art Online. I am so
How is it
excited.
only season 3 of Sword Art Online?
Because they only made 2 seasons?
Yeah, but there's been like 15 fucking spin-offs. How is this
those don't
3?
count.
I'm just very confused.
They're not about the character.
Yeah, was it last season the Bunny Girl one came out? The Gun Gale one? That's a spin-off story. This one is season 3 of the actual light novels, like the continuation of the plot of that. I mean, you could argue it's season 5 because I know they try and split the first one into season 1 and season 2, and then they came out with Sword Art Online 2. That's what they called the second season.
I just feel like I've seen 15 billion shows with Kirito in them, and I'm so confused about how this is only season 3.
They have had a couple of movies as well recently, I'm sure, like last year and the year before, I want to say. And then they've had a shit ton of games. So, this one picks up where the end of season 2 left off, which I'm not actually sure when that is, because I didn't finish it. So it'll be in a new world called, I don't know, Alicization, something to do with Alice in Wonderland. It's our good friends at A1 Pictures who are doing it. He comes upon an enormous pitch dark tree, the Giga Cedar. Oh, the Giga Cedar tree. That sounds good. He encounters a boy called Yu-Gi-Oh! Who says, nice to... What the fuck is this blurb? I hate when they do synopses and they have, like, speech and quotes in there. It says he encounters a boy. Hello, Kirito, says the boy. That's not a synopsis. That's...
My name is Yu-Gi-Oh!
So
Nice to meet you, Kirito.
Kirito bonds with Yu-Gi-Oh! He continues to search for a way to log out of this world. Meanwhile, he remembers a certain memory deep down within him. He remembers racing through the mountains with Yu-Gi-Oh! As a child, a memory that should not have in the first place.
Okay.
And in this memory, he sees someone other than him, a young blonde girl called Alice, and it is a name that must never be forgotten.
So basically, Kirito wakes up, he has no memories. He meets an quote-unquote NPC who acts exactly like a regular human being. And he has memories of being in a virtual world before the virtual world stuff was made.
Maybe
Yes.
they're false memories that are implanted in his brain by the game.
Well, I'm not saying they're not false. I'm just saying he has memories.
I'm assuming they are.
He's been in the game so long that he has memories of the game.
So in terms... Go on, sorry.
What if this show is happening and Kirito's like 95 in the real world and he just keeps cosplaying as the 15-year-old self?
Maybe he could be. Because in the first series, he was trapped in the game. That was the whole point. They were trapped in it and it was a death game until...
And in the second one, he was functionally trapped in the game. And in the third one, he's also trapped in the game.
Yeah.
I think I know what season 4 is going to be about.
It's time to be... Wait, he already became a trap in the game. Never mind.
Yeah, he did. He, in season 2. Season 2, I know this is going off on a tangent, but there was like a flashback to a part where they all participated in a raid on the player killing group. There's like a renegade group that were
right,
PvP.
they were killing... Yeah.
Like, they were killing players. And fucking Kirito, a 15-year-old boy, was involved in a raid where they murdered people. And I was like, that's interesting.
The problem we had when we read the manga.
I was like,
is that Kirito is the murderer.
But that was the thing. I was like, hang on, all this shit happened. That's fucking interesting. Let me see more about this, where this guy had to do whatever it took to survive this weird virtual world, and he had to do some pretty dark shit, because it was kill or be killed. Let's have more of that, because that sounded good. I don't think that's going to happen with this. It sounds like he's just lost his memory and he's trapped in a virtual world with some strangers, so I'm guessing his friends and Asuna and everyone are going to come and try and save him, so maybe he's the damsel in distress in this one. Maybe.
I don't.
We will find out in the first episode.
My brain hurts just thinking about it.
Who knows? But yeah, that's my first pick then. It was one of the biggies, because I know that's going to be very popular this season. Of course, it's a popular franchise. Sword Art Online, Alicization. Alice in Wonderland, but not Alice in Wonderland. So, Manimal, what have you got for us next?
What have I got for us next? If only you knew.
If only we did know.
I kind of know, because I've got...
You guys know the iconic song Rebel Yell? One of the most iconic pure punk rock and roll anthems of all time.
Yeah.
If you guys think that's for, if you ever thought that Rebel Yell was for wussies and it was a safe song to dance to, get ready for Anima Yell. It's about the cheerleaders.
It's about... Oh, it's by Toho.
There's a bunch of cheerleaders, and they cheer. I'm not going to watch this show. I just thought the title would be for like a very unfunny reference. I only mentioned the show because it had like yell, so I can make like a Rebel Yell joke.
I'm glad. That was definitely worth it, that was.
I'm just looking at the PV, and this totally a main character girl is just... She looks like she's going to die.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's a 4-coma, so I don't know if it's going to be full length, but, you know, I'll read it. It's Doga Kobo who are doing it. They're the studio behind it.
In the midnight hour, she cried, Gambare.
The manga centers on Kohane Hatoya, a young woman who loves to be helpful to others. After she moves from middle school to high school, she becomes fascinated with cheerleading, and she starts a cheerleading club at her high school. Joining her in her cheerleading activities is the experienced Hizumi and her childhood friend Uki. And that's where the PV ends. Like, that's where the synopsis
ends. You guys
ends.
know they even brought back... They could get the alt idol group Billy Idol to do the opening. Because, yeah, they could actually do that. Actually, Billy Idol retired. Like Billy Idol, like the alt idol group, Billy Idol.
Say alt idol again, because I don't think we understood.
Yes. I just wanted to classify.
Make sure it isn't actually Billy Idol.
But Billy Idol, I think he's alive, so he can also come in and do a good opening. He should
voice the main character.
Yeah, that'd be very good. He's gonna try to speak Japanese, and it'll be great. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Oh,
Gambare Daijobu.
Get all the old classics in there. Get Michael, what was his name? Michael McDonald, or whatever the fuck his name is. He came from somewhere back in the long ago.
I want to see the anime voiced by Malcolm McDowell.
It's an anime, but it's all voiced by new wave musicians.
So like Post Malone and...
No, not that new wave, you dork.
Whoa. Less new wave than the new wave.
Yeah, not...
Roll it back some, goddammit.
Sorry. Yeah, so it's a slice of life about cheerleading. So if you like moe girls and stuff, you will enjoy this. Which is normally
this show looks like shit.
Oh, come on now.
I'm just saying.
Why have you got to shout down, yell?
You always think, oh, he likes those moe shows, but I like shows that are good at good art style. This is not a good art style. This is not what good moe characters look like.
Okay, name these shows that you definitely watched. Himoto-chan, New Game, definitely watched.
Yeah, those are good shows. Those are good shows with
Gabrielle
good style.
Dropout.
There's a big difference between those shows and this shit.
Did you watch Yoru Yori? I feel like you did.
Yeah, that was a good show as well. I'm just saying there's a big difference between those shows and this shit right here.
I mean, it could be good.
It won't. It's the only thing that'll be good is that I can make Rebel Yell jokes about the title.
You watch an episode of it, and tell us if it's good or bad.
I'm not.
Fucking... God damn it. Yes, Coryn, next. There's no point asking Manimal anymore about if that's the quality of his preview is gonna be.
Yeah, who knows. So, my next one, as I previously mentioned, is Radiant. Which is sort of a theme going on of that there's sort of weird magic stuff going on in most of the shows I picked this season.
Magic stuff.
So, Radiant is by, Lurch. But, it is about Seth, who is an aspiring sorcerer from this place. He is infected, like, all wizards, and he's one of the few living beings who has survived the contact of, Nemesis, which are creatures fallen from the sky that contaminate and decimate all they touch. Because he's immune to them, Seth wants to become a hunter and fight the Nemesis. And he wants to engage in a quest that goes beyond the hunt, and he wants to find their cradle, their birthplace, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And with the help, he travels in search of it, and assumably to destroy it or something. But he's under the scrutiny of the Inquisition. But basically, it's about a bunch of wizards who all have like weird, unique character designs. Like one's just a fat dude in like an old school aviator's helmet.
Yeah, that's the only one that stands out. Like the first one that stands out on the poster is just him.
Yeah, he stands out. But like, there's also like a weird dude who's all like mummied up, and if you watch the PV, there's a dude that just has like a giant fucking lance kind of looking thing that he's gonna fight with. It looks like it could be cool.
Yeah, I mean, Lurch did Danganronpa. They did Assassination Classroom, so
Yeah,
I know that's
those are
good
kind of the
source
big
material.
ones. But it's one of those things where, hey, here's a bunch of people with interesting looking character designs. They'll do some cool stuff, which is one of my favorite.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned as well. You said all the studios sound like they come from France. This is a manga that came from France, apparently.
Is it? That would answer a few things. Because I
According
think
to the trailer,
when you first pop it open, there is some French stuff in there.
yeah, according to the trailer, it says from the manga phenomenon from France, which is, you know, kind of interesting. So it might have some Western tropes and stuff in there.
I mean, like, if you look at the names of characters, too, there's Seth, there's Alma, there's Doc, there's M, @EACUT, semicolon, LIE, whatever the fuck that is. There's no, I feel like there's some characters that didn't get translated. But yeah, it looks like it could be interesting. And again, it is cool to see, like, different sources, you know.
Yeah. I think that looks cool. I might have to get that a look myself. I'm digging the PV as well.
Yeah. It looks like it's got some good animation and some good character designs in it, and that's what I look for in a lot of shows. So, that's my pick.
Cool. Sound, I'm probably going to put on my list as well to check out. But speaking of my list, I've got to add another random one. So, Manimal 1 to 48. What do you want?
I'm going to have to go with 28.
Oh, thank Christ. I thought you were going to pick something really bad then. There's one, I'm not going to say the number because I know someone will just pick the number. But yeah, there's one that's close to that. I'm like, no. 28 is re-rided Tokigo no Derider. And it's capital R-E, and then the D at the end is capitalized for no reason at all. There's no studio listed either.
The reason it's capitalized is so that ride is clearly highlighted.
Re-rided. Tokigo no Derider. So no idea who the studio is. It's not based off a light novel or anything from the looks of it. And the synopsis is thusly. When development engineer Delida wakes up in the future from a cold sleep, his girlfriend isn't there. He decides to go 10 years back in time to that incident to keep his promise with her. So, it's a sci-fi, there's some time travel. I'm gonna assume that it's based in the future. Because obviously, it sounds like he was cryogenically put to
Yeah,
sleep.
it's hard to say. I don't know. I looked at this one, but there's just not enough info, and the PV is not available in my country.
Alright, I'm having a look. Yeah, it's
set in looking
2050,
at the
apparently.
Poster art kind of looks cool.
Yeah. The art looks okay. Like, it looks, you know, pretty standard anime, but not, you know, terrible.
So when you look at, like, the character images, they kind of look generic.
What are these? It looks like it's set in, like, Paris or Italy or somewhere. Like, the kind of architecture in the house.
This is another... It's got some weird names. Like, there's Mage Bilstein right next to Yuri Dietrich. Nathan Bilstein.
Maybe it is in like Germany or Russia or somewhere.
Yvain?
Yeah, certainly some European influences. There's a lot of, like, European art and stuff in there. Like, sort of, classical art. Like, it's cutting through shots of that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Could be a nice little one. I enjoyed Erased. I'm not saying it's going to be anything like that, but...
Yeah, but this is a season for, like, European-based shows.
It really is. Where's it come from?
I don't know. But it's not the only one. Because there's another one on my list that's European.
My God. Yeah, I'll check that out. I'm actually not miserable about having to sit through one like that, because it's certainly... There's not enough to go on, but I'm intrigued. I like a little bit of mystery.
There's nothing there to say that's bad, nothing there to say it's good, so who knows?
Yeah, it's blank slate. Yeah, I like a bit of time travel as long as it's not, you know, terrible. Which is probably that's a dumb statement to make, but, you know, if it makes sense, if it's pretty simplistic, if, you know, I get the reasons why, if we understand the rules of the time travel, it's not just as and when, then it's all good. Manimal, back to you then.
Oh, get ready for my next pick. You guys are not ready. The next show is Seishun Buddha Yaro. It's a bunny girl. I don't know what this show is, man. I watched the PV. It looked like a rom-com, and I did not see any bunny girls in it.
I can't see the PV, but there is a picture of a girl in one of those generic bunny costumes.
And
she's surrounded by jellyfish?
Yeah, I guess she dresses like that, and the guy likes her, and then she goes to school, and I don't know what this show is.
Okay, well, it does come it's based on a light novel and comes with a synopsis. So, the first words of the synopsis is puberty syndrome, a rumored mysterious syndrome that only affects those in their puberty. Okay? For example, a bunny girl suddenly appeared in front of some cunt. The bunny girl's real identity is some cunt. A teenage celebrity who is currently an active high school senior. For some reason, her charming figure does not reflect in the eyes of others. What?
Oh, so it's just that One Direction song about how you don't know you're beautiful, and that's what makes you beautiful.
In the course of revealing the mystery behind the phenomenon, they begin to explore his feelings towards her, set in a city where the sky and sea shine. Blah,
no,
blah,
I'm
blah,
thinking
blah.
This show could not be terrible. If it seems like it's a straightforward rom-com with like some quirky element, which they'll just talk
girl.
about it. They'll just talk of like the quirky element is obviously like he sees bunny girls, and it makes it sound like he's the only person who sees that because he's probably not correct.
So he has a weird disease that makes him see things, I guess?
Is he the one with the disease, or is it her?
It's him.
It only affects those in their puberty. So,
you guys,
for example, a mysterious bunny girl appears in front of what's-his-fuck. Yada, yada, yada.
You guys remember when you saw bunny girls just friggin' lying across the street?
You know, I mean, I don't know. It's very confusing.
Part of town that you're in,
it sounds like it could have some like weird sci-fi bent to it. So who knows?
I don't actually think so. This seems like a straightforward rom-com to me that just happens to have a slightly quirky element to it.
In the last sentence is Sakura unfolds the meaning behind bizarre encounters on women with the said syndrome.
I think you have encounters on women. I often stand on a woman.
I think the encounters are just like he's just weird at talking to girls.
I don't know. It could be interesting. Maybe. I don't know.
So puberty syndrome turns out to just be basic puberty.
That's it, isn't it?
Puberty syndrome. Puberty syndrome is also part of life syndrome, which only affects those who are alive.
Puberty syndrome is just when you're an awkward walking clusterfuck of hormones and chemicals and all sort of weird shit going down.
Are you breathing? Do you feel the need to urinate at least once a day? You may be alive.
Holy shit. I never thought I was.
Call your doctor immediately and ask if pubertum is right for you.
Yeah. So is that one that you're actually going to give a go and check out?
No. This is the kind of show I'd watch. This is the kind of show that I would watch this show if I was not.
You're not doing anything better with your time, so you might as well.
No, I'm not going to watch it. I'm actually not. No, I'm not.
For the show. Do it for us. Do it for the happy hour.
I don't know how I'm actually going to feel we'll see when episodes come out.
Just put yourself through it. Just force yourself to watch half an hour.
I can't even force myself to watch a show I like a Sobi Aso base. Like, how do you think I'm going to watch that? 100%. I can't even watch a Sobi, which I think is actually a good series.
Do it for the happy hour. Come on.
Why? I don't feel like it.
Do it for the Vine.
It's not bad. There's no negative repercussions. You watch it.
Yeah, but that means that I have to sit down and watch things.
Yeah, that's hard.
You sit down and do things all the time. You're probably playing video games right now.
I am, but I'm doing two things. The thing is that I'm doing two things at the same time right now.
None of them productive.
I know, but I always multitask in anything.
You can't. Yeah, well, just like you're here masturbating and on a podcast, you could also be masturbating and watching anime. So there you go.
See, this is what the beauty of lollipops are for. Then you can suck on something in privacy. and watch anime girls.
Yeah, definitely part of my plan, but anyway.
I mean, I just went through a jawbreaker while watching anime, so, you know.
Yeah, but then I'll just probably get like fat from lollipops, so you never know.
You don't buy that many lollipops.
Well,
I've
what if
seen you. You're a rod of a human being. You're going to be fine.
I could become less of a rod.
Slightly less of a rod isn't going to hurt you.
I think it would. I don't want to become any larger.
Any hencher.
Hey man, your metabolism's going to slow down eventually. Then you're going to get fat no matter what. So you might as well enjoy your thinness while you can.
Damn it. That's
Coryn. Pick number 3. What is yours?
My new pick is another European-centric show. Ulysses hyphen Jehan Darto Renshin no Kishi. Which stars the most made-up European name I've ever heard in my life, Montmorency.
Oh,
and
that's
sidekick,
special.
Lahire.
Montmorency.
So, I picked this entirely based on the opening line, which is the story is set in the 15th century during the 100 Years' War between France and England over the succession of the French throne. That is why I picked it. The rest of it follows as Montmorency, the son of a noble, immerses himself in the studies of magic and alchemy at a royal knight training school. However, following the French's crushing defeat at Agincourt, the school is dissolved. Having lost everything and now wanted man, Montmorency, who has just become an alchemist, encounters a mysterious village girl named Jeshan. Jehane? I don't know. It doesn't have an S in it. But looking closer at the poster now, Montmorency looks like he's a Castlevania hero. And everyone else is on the poster is just girls with big tits, so I think it's going to be about which girl with big tits does this guy like the most.
Except this girl, because I've just watched one of the PVs and it's the village girl.
She is the one who's the primary focus.
But just like think,
he could get with big girl with big tits in red, or girl with big tits in purple, or girl with big tits but she has a gun.
Oh, or okay.
But like,
or he could kiss the lowly character. That's what PV2 showed me.
Oh, maybe is there do you have PVs? Why does America always have the fewest PVs? I don't understand this.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Who knows?
But yeah, that's the one I
like
picked.
His design.
I love a good Japanese anime take on historical European events. So
I'm down with it.
I can't wait until the anime about the Mongol invasion of Poland.
I mean, did the Mongols ever invade Poland?
Yeah, they got in there.
To. It's gonna happen.
I read that in the book about the history of Poles in my city.
I mean, the Huns certainly invaded Poland.
But are you gonna get down to business to defeat them?
Pierogies, just throw pierogies at them.
Pick me a number, someone. 1 to 48.
I'm going to pick number 4.
Oh, number 4. Let's have
going low on the totem pole.
Okay, we have Akane Sasu Shoujo. Has anyone got that one?
I do not. I think I remember seeing it in here though somewhere.
Yeah, Manimal's got it. So,
does he?
Do you want me to go previous or the one after it?
Well, we went previous to the last time, so let's go the one after it.
Okay, we have Hora Mimi ga Miteru Yo. I'm honestly not sure what it is. They have really weird eyes. None of them have the whites in their eyes. It's really weird.
Sounds like a comedic show.
It
is. Comedy, shonen ai, slice of life.
It's the cute story of the daily life between a guy and his cat boy roommate. Oh, there's some Nekomimi pasta. Maybe I'll have to, review it as the Nekomimi pasta. The Chinese-Japanese co-production will premiere first in China on the Bilibili streaming service this month, and then we'll premiere. Yeah, okay, that's nothing to do with the story. So it's a Chinese and Japanese co-production, which is kind of interesting. So it's a guy and his cat boy roommate. All I'm gonna say, I just said, good lord, where's all these Negomimis at?
I do like the art style.
When you gonna give? The Lord came down and he gave somebody some cat ears. He gave them a cat tail. And then he gave them a front tail. That ain't what Nekomimi's all about. It's about them double D's.
I mean, in this case, it is a guy.
He's a genuine man boy, cat boy thing. Yeah, so I'll watch this.
I can only assume this is going to be a short.
It really
it
looks
feels like a short.
Yeah. Okay, I actually kind of like the art style.
It is a really good art style. It's a little simple, but it's got like a lot of popping colors. You know, you don't need to go all in, and it's unique and different. And it's got like a nice sketchiness to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the backgrounds are like really sketchy. Yeah, fuck it. That could be good. Who knows? Maybe it's a heartwarming little tale. I always go in these optimistically, so let's see. It
does look like a little nice, heartwarming show.
I wanted to know what the English translation was. It's, hey, your cat ears are showing.
Great.
Manimal.
You guys know a good show when you see one.
What's a good show when we don't see it?
Kenny Sisso Shoujo. Girls live in a provincial city, and they're part of the Crystal Radio Club, and they I don't know what they do. It looks like a club series.
You could read it. Girls who live in a provincial club perform a certain ritual, so that's already different. The girls are in the Crystal Radio Club. It is an interest circle that, what's her face? A girl known for her cheerfulness started with her friends in high school. The ritual is considered just an urban legend. However, with several conditions constantly falling in place, it stops being fun and games. That sounds kind of terrifying.
Yeah, this show looks like it has some sort of strange elements, such as supernatural powers, magical transformations.
I mean, it feels like...
Girl designs are quite different. They're quite unique, actually.
Actually, they kind of are.
Yeah, they're a bit different.
Who could forget the character Mia Silverstone?
Wait, what the hell? Right, okay, I'm just looking at it, and it's all normal as shit, and then if you go to the end of the PV, or halfway through, all of a sudden she's like just holding she's got a giant sword on her back, and I'm not sure why.
Because they go to different worlds.
They did magic.
I think they do go to a different world. It kind of looks like they do, to be fair.
They use magic powers.
I'm kind of digging these.
Does look a little interesting.
They also has Lynn, everyone's favorite voice actress, who voiced Nozomi and Kaijo.
Bloody love Lynn, I do. Oh, absolute unit Lynn is.
Yeah, she goes straight up to a glowing otherworld.
Actually, she was really good in Kaijo.
There you go then. I might watch it. I might give this a go. Like I say, I like the character designs. Each one stands out, and they're a little bit different to the norm. And
I like how they appear to be traveling between worlds using clock radios.
I like trapped in another world trying to get home. I like that kind of thing. Very simplistic, but
Also, right in the middle of PV, it repeats a bunch of scenes again. So I have to wonder if there's some sort of time looping thing going on here.
Possibly. Because like you say, it's several conditions. I don't know. Maybe
it does kind of look interesting, I'll admit.
Can't wait for you to give us the review of that one, Manimal. Your first impressions.
Oh, I'm not going to watch it.
Maybe we'll watch it for you. If we've got time. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about you, Coryn? What have you got on the agenda next?
So the next one I have picked is Double Decker Doug and Kirill.
Double Decker Doug.
Which, when you open up the PV and I started watching and I thought, why, this really reminds me of Tiger and Bunny, another show from a few years back that I really enjoyed. And it's got like a cool jazzy thing and all that stuff going on. And then I looked it up, and it is actually a Tiger and Bunny spin-off, which instead of superheroes in this book, you're basically following cops dealing with these, it seems like super-powered drugs and shit.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I can see. That looks...
Like,
yeah,
he's got a car that's like half Knight Rider, half steampunk. And he's got a gun that does different, like, crazy bullets, and people have
different bullets.
Eyes.
I really like that style.
If it's anything like regular Tiger and Bunny, I'm real excited, because this show looks awesome. There's some CG fight scenes going on, but Tiger and Bunny was really good with the CG, so I can imagine that this might also.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Tiger and Bunny, I didn't have a problem with the animation or the CG that they used. So I'm excited. The more shit like that, the better. This is the same studio. It certainly looks like it in terms of animation quality and the artwork. So
I do believe so.
All good.
Just to read the synopsis for everyone here, in the city-state of Lisvaletta, I don't remember if that was actually in Tiger Bunny or not. Two suns rise above the city, and the people here live peaceful lives. But in the shadows crime and illegals drugs run rampant. Okay. Among them is the dangerous, highly lethal drug Anthem, which casts a dark shadow of the city. The 7-O Special Crime Investigation Unit specializes in cracking down on Anthem. This unit operates in two-man buddy teams in what's called the Double Decker system to tackle the problem. Doug Billingham is a seasoned investigator, and joining him is Kirill Vrubel, which is a made-up fucking name, whose abilities are mysterious and unknown. So it looks like there's this no-nonsense cop with a guy who's, like, dressed in Tokyo street fashion.
Yeah.
With the guard around shooting stuff.
This, the first episode of this is actually available early on Crunchyroll, from the looks of it, at least what it says.
It's what it says.
So maybe we can, check it out early, get a little gander, a little preview.
I mean, according to this, it's already out.
Yeah. September the 3rd, so check on Crunchyroll or Kiss Anime or wherever, because I'm sure it'll be on there. It's on Crunchyroll. Damn right, it's on Kiss Anime.
So yeah, it looks good. I like, as we all know, I'm a slut for smooth jazz and an anime, and I always liked Tiger and Bunny like art style, and like they had this whole crazy aesthetic going on. So I am fairly pumped.
It looks damn cool. So. I'd certainly be tempted to give it a go myself. Probably won't just because of time constraints, but we shall see. I'll try, because it looks interesting. I always like a cop drama. For my fourth one then, I'm going to need another number.
I'm going to go 32.
32. Okay. 32 is Ulysses.
Oh, we already did Ulysses.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's, we'll go one before. We went one after.
Let's go two before.
Two before.
Let's switch it up.
Oh, that's a good point. This is Kitsune no Koi. Koi.
Kitsune no Koi.
Kitsune. The series follows 16-year-old Hu Lee, who dreams of becoming a popular singer. However, he has neither good looks nor the financial means to pursue his dream, so Hu uploads his singing online using a fox avatar. Okay, there is no PV available for this. The only genre listed is music. It's based off a manga, so, maybe it's good. I don't know. It's done by the Umeta company. I'm just having a quick gander at what those guys have done already.
The English title is Voice of Fox.
Voice of Fox.
Which sounds like some dystopian version of Fox News in the future. You're listening to the voice of Fox.
It could be fun. I don't know. So apparently he's an ugly, ugly boy. God bless him.
By which we mean he's extremely pretty.
Oh God, yeah. Like, this is the thing I don't get. I'm sure it's the guy with the mask in the top corner, but it's now wrong with him. He looks fine.
I'll say, looking at this studio's history, there are a lot of like old school looking shoujo shows.
Yeah.
And
Nothing that
I can
really...
only assume some of these are yaoi, just based on the giant hand art style going on in a few of these.
Maybe this is too. It looks like mostly all boys except the girl, but she's like really old school shoujo. Maybe it's just the angle that she's looking, but her eyes look far apart.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. The guy in the bottom center looks very grim.
He's a grim guy. So we got Kitsune no Koi. Not really something I choose on my own, but we'll give it a go and see what it is, and I can report back.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be super happy with it.
Maybe, because as you say, if you don't try new things, you won't find new things to enjoy. That's an actual saying. Look it up. It's definitely not garbled words that I've just said.
It came out pretty okay.
Manimal.
I'm eating bagels.
He's having a bag. What's your final?
There's a common relation between anime and bagels.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So my next pick is Bloom Into You. It is a
Bloom
Yuri
Into
show.
You sounds like...
It is a not quite Yuri, but shoujo-ai show. It's pretty much like a Yuri one. And if I didn't finish Citrus, you know that I ain't even gonna watch this one. But it's about two high school girls who are... I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it.
We'll do your job for you. It's okay. It's Yagate Kimi ni Naru. If you wanted the Japanese one, if you're on my anime list and can't find it.
That's what I was looking for. By Troika.
By Troika. It's based off a manga, shoujo-ai, and a school life kind of deal. Yu has always loved shoujo manga and awaits the day she gets a love confession that she... I'm just scroll down, sorry. That sends her heart aflutter with bubbles and blushes, and yet when a junior high classmate confesses his feelings to her, she feels nothing. Disappointed and confused, Yui enters high school, still unsure how to respond. That's when Yui sees the beautiful student council president, Naname, turn down a suitor with such maturity that she's inquired to ask for her help. But when the next person confesses to Yu is Naname herself, has her shoujo romance finally begun?
You're gay!
Gay!
That's the secret! You're gay!
If that's gonna be the entire crux of it, it's like, I don't feel anything for boys.
It
I don't
really
understand.
feels like it. Like I don't know.
I would love if it goes through the 12 episodes and finally at the very end she goes, maybe I'm gay. It's like,
could
wow.
that be it?
Yeah,
I
but
feel nothing for boys and only for women. Maybe I'm
bright
a
spot,
homosexual. Who knew?
Eventually. So it's Bloom Into You, and then the synonyms are eventually I will become you.
Oh,
shit.
this could
shit,
take a
that's
dark
different.
turn.
That's different.
Have you...
So maybe by the end of it, the pink-haired girl is skinned and is wearing this.
It's gonna be like School Days, the end of that shit.
It's gonna be
I
a
remember school
Ed
days
Gein
when,
situation.
I remember when Kotonoha freaking skinned the girl and went inside her, yeah.
I mean, it's not too dissimilar.
Yeah,
It could happen,
it's
it could
had a
happen.
pretty grim turn. Have you read the manga then, Manimal? Is that why you knew the
No.
English name? Or
Well, I knew
no.
I know I've heard of it, but I haven't read it.
No, okay. Is it positive reviews? Do people talk
I
about
don't
it
know.
highly, or?
I don't actually know. I feel like something like this is pretty mediocre and straightforward with no real. Well, it has an 8 on anime list, but I don't know. Maybe it delves into the emotional aspect more than others. I know Citrus isn't exactly the most deepest psychological character sketch.
Yeah.
I mean,
it has an 8.35.
It feels like it might be a bit more emotional because it does have like a very sort of light, fluffy art style going on. You know, nothing in there really indicates that it's going to go weird or rapey. And I think the I Will Become You is sort of a, allegory for I'm going to be, coming into myself, and myself is like what you are, which is gay.
She's hoping she'll be coming into herself.
Heyo.
Like you were saying there, Manimal. Citrus was it dealt with it a little bit, but it was very blunt, and it was like whoever wrote it was like, okay, now we need them to sexually assault each other. This is how we get across sexual tension, or they have feelings for each other. Maybe forcibly pin them down and lick their ear. That'll make our characters lovable.
Nope, that's not gonna work. I just
gotta lick that ear.
You gotta, at some point, someone's gotta do it right,
Yeah, it could be more of it explores, going through puberty and discovering who you are. And,
this could be an honestly good show about discovering your sexuality. But we don't know that yet.
I'm into trees.
Look, if you want to fuck a tree, it's your deal, man.
I don't want to.
Ultimately, you ain't harming nothing, Well, you might harm yourself. I mean, you gotta be careful. Those trees are,
You're gonna have to, get some sandpaper, or you're gonna get some splinters.
You know what they say, ruffles have ridges.
Ruffles do have ridges.
Sure. Yeah.
Never forget Vimy Ridge.
Coryn, what's your fifth and final show?
My fifth and final show is a show I am pretty sure is going to be a short. It is Gaikotsu Shotinen Honda-san, which is about a skeleton who works at a bookstore.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's fucking amazing. The main character is Honda, who is a skeleton who works at a bookstore. And there's also, because all his co-workers are just wearing weird masks. So there's, the character names are Yosetsu mask, gas mask, kendo, armor, pest mask, full face, rabbit head, hotai, and lantern. It's just a skeleton working at a bookstore and trying to deal with the weird shit people buy in the manga section. It's like in the PV, there's a weird dude hanging up
I've just got to that part.
Manga of a girl getting attacked by tentacles. There's a dude with a bag on his head.
There's the guy who looks like, was it Lemon Chicken or Chicken Lemon, whatever that dude was from Sabagaboo?
Sure.
Oh, Fried Chicken Lemon.
Fried Chicken Lemon, that's it. There's a guy who looks identical to him.
Yeah.
That looks quite fun, actually.
This looks amazing. The art style's really weird and kind of simplified. Sort of like a very heat trigger animation style. But it's got this really serious classical music playing in the background. His jaw falls off in a scene. It looks really fun.
Yeah. Gotta be a short, surely, but I would, I think that's quite funny. I'll check that out as well. Definitely.
Yeah, I am fully ready for this show.
Sweet. And Manimal, can you pick me a final number? 1 to 46.
Freaking 14.
14. Okay. We will go and find 14 right now. Scrolling. 12. I've got it. Okay, so number 14 is Conception. Oreno Kodomu wo Undekure. It is by our good pals at Gonzo. So, it's based off a game as well. And the synopsis is as follows. On his high school graduation day, Itsuki's cousin Mahiru tells him that she's pregnant. Just then, hopefully not from him.
Okay.
Just then, a gate of light emerges and transports the two into the world of Grand Vania. In this land, impurities have been causing a disturbance to the stars, ultimately plunging them into chaos and disorder. Itsuki, now revealed to be the one who is fated to meet the Star Maidens, is seen as Granvania's last hope, and was thus given the task to produce star children. Okay, combat impurities. Unless this task is completed, Itsuki may never be able to return home. Poor bastard, so he's fated to meet the Star Maidens, and he's given the task of making children.
Yeah, it is called conception. I'm
Conception,
just surprised this is on my anime list and not some, Pornhub category.
God damn it. I don't get what the cousin being pregnant has anything, she, from the sounds of that, she comes with him?
It does. But I don't know why we're celebrating teenage pregnancy.
I'm just wondering what the story will be. Is he gonna have to, charm all these women? I gotta fuck my way out of here. I don't know. Sure. I guess we'll watch it.
I think he's combating the impurities with his dick.
That's the only way to combat impurities.
The only way to combat. No, I have to have sex with you. I have to combat the impurities.
Look, if you want to remain pure in the eyes of God or whoever,
that's
Star Maidens.
He's going to the Star Maidens to make star children. There's definitely an impurity going on.
Oh God, that's why that's the reason I follow anime. That's the reason I read manga and watch anime, because only in Japan can you get a concept like that taken to a boardroom of a bunch of adults, and they go, "Yep, you can have hundreds of thousands of dollars, make this a reality, and ship it out to the world. They need to see this anime."
The world needs conception.
It's Sword Art Online, but if Kirito didn't have weapons and he had to use he had to sow his seed to get out there.
Sword Art Online if Kirito wasn't such a cockblock to his own self.
Swordick Online. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah. So that's my last one. I'm gonna get off the air date and sort by popularity instead now.
Okay, are we on to just the kind of extra bits we didn't get time to talk about?
Yeah, oh shit, that was loud. This is us throwing out the ones, so I'm gonna hit the really obvious ones rapid fire. I feel like I've just knocked the dial. Hang on. Yeah, I absolutely did. The microphone was way louder than it needed to be. So, we have Sword Art Online that we already spoke about. Fairy Tail 2018, the final season's coming back, so they had a year or so gap, if I remember. I've stopped watching the Fairy Tail anime a long time ago, but this is the very final arc which comes through, which I remember was a bit weird in the manga, so it'll be alright. If you followed Fairy Tail along, you might as well finish it off. Second season of Tokyo Ghoul Re is coming, and also, more surprisingly, a third season of a certain magical index, which I haven't seen, but I've seen a certain scientific railgun. I don't know why.
I have seen neither.
It was one of them shows that I just watched, and I was like, I'm watching this. I don't know why. I'm not really getting anything out of this. It's not bad. It's not a bad show. It's just I wasn't particularly enjoying anything in it. It's the weirdest thing. It was a weird time in my life when I just consumed anime. I was just like, okay, I'll watch this, I guess. That's all for the big season 2s and that kind of announcements.
Yeah.
Other than the ones we covered.
There's one, Tensei Shitara Slime Dataken, which I saw ads for when it was just a thing, but it's about a guy who's reincarnated as a slime monster.
Oh, yeah.
And also tits.
No, yeah, this is that time I got reincarnated as a slime. This is supposed to be really quite, fun.
Yeah.
I know Naz spoke about this before.
I thought about having it on my list, because it is funny, because, it's that basic little blob slime monster you see in RPGs, and a dude gets reincarnated as one. In a fantasy universe, of course.
I'm sure. I'm sure it was Nair who was talking about it. But yeah,
I feel like it was, yeah, because there was an ad going around the internet that was like, my life starting as a level 1 slime or something like that. That would pop up if you're, browsing my, Kiss Manga or some nonsense.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting concept. The PV doesn't really tell you much.
Yeah, it's just like a teaser. It just tells you that the cast was 100% creative staff was 50% female, and 100% of the writer staff were female as well. So that's good for...
I mean, I don't know who wrote up this thing in the first bit. So
I don't know.
I mean...
That's one I'm definitely checking out, though.
It does look kind of cool.
A lot of people have put... Here's a big one that's showing up as one of the most popular ones. I have not seen anything about it before. Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard the name Goblin Slayer before. I mean, it was a white novel.
People have put this down. This is like one of the most popular ones.
There's some cool, character designs in it. I'll give it that. Like, the armor dude's really neat looking.
So, Goblin Slayer, based off a light novel done by White Fox, a young priestess has formed her first adventuring party, but almost immediately they find themselves in distress. It's the Goblin Slayer, who comes to rescue a man who's dedicated his life to the extermination of all goblins. Who would have guessed with that name? By any means necessary. When rumors of his feats begin to circulate, there's no telling who might come calling next. So, it's going to be, I'm assuming, a fantasy adventure. Maybe it's in a game.
It definitely seems like, I don't think it's in a game. I think it is just like a straight up fantasy adventure.
Yeah.
Which I could go for, because it feels like every fantasy adventure that comes out these days is it's a game.
Yeah. Goblin Slayer. He does not let anyone roll the dice. That's the weirdest, strapline ever. He doesn't let anyone roll the dice, guys.
Dice do keep coming up in the PV, though. So I'm not sure what's up with that.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'll wait to hear about it, because it doesn't jump out to me, but it's always weird when you see, these shows that are massively popular by everyone else. It's on my anime list, so it's whoever people have noted they're gonna watch it. It's 27,000, people. The next one to it is Golden Kamuy, which is 11,000, so that sort of tells you a little bit about, I guess, the expectation, or the knowledge of it.
Stiff drop off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've definitely heard Goblin Slayer before. I don't know where, but it looks like it could be interesting. So if maybe something else doesn't work out.
PA Works is bringing out a new drama. Don't know, no one bothered. No. There's Moe School Show. Beatless.
Beatless, yeah, is getting another thing. Final stage? I don't know. 4-episode sequel of Beatless called Beatless Final Stage.
Senran Kagura is getting another shit.
There's one I'm really pissed about that was called Ingress, which when I started reading looked kind of cool, but then it's you also have to play the Japanese-only game and watch something else, because it's an AR reality thing. So... fuck you, if you want to really experience everything, you have to do every animation, location-based gaming, and the real world. So it feels like it's going to be cool if you're in Tokyo. Maybe not anywhere else.
That's a cool experiment, but, we probably won't feel the full effects of it or the full benefits, sadly.
Yeah.
And if it's a broken story, then that's pretty shite. We've got a very special one that I personally cannot wait for, and that's Uchi no Maid ga Uza Sagiru. And it's having lost her mother at a young age, Misha, a second grader with Russian blood, now lives with a Japanese father. Tsubame, formerly a self-defense force officer, comes to Tanahashi's household as a housekeeper. But this is a home comedy where Kamui, the woman, is a hardcore lolicon, and attempts to get near Misha as she tries to fight against her. So it is
just
ex-army woman turned housemaid.
She only appears to have one eye too, which is a little...
Yeah, she's trying to molest a second grader. Isn't it funny when she gets turned down, her advances?
And the second grader is in fact Russian. So they're just trying to be Lolita. Like the original.
Yeah, the PV looks all... I mean,
I cannot watch the PV, and I'm kind of glad I can't.
Yeah, I've seen the PV, and it's like, she's
just looking at the poster. I can tell you that's not how human legs work.
Gushing at the vagina when she sees the little girl's pants, and it's like the only way that they've gone. Oh, it's funny though because the maid is a woman. Do you get it? It's fine now. I think Japan has that attitude when they go, oh no, we can do hardcore lesbian rape because it's two girls, it's fine.
They do. Speaking of countries that are kind of socially behind somehow.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, this is fine, it's funny. It's funny that this ex-army woman's chasing after a little girl. I'm sure it'll be very popular amongst certain crowds. Can't wait to see a lot about it. Personally, what I can't wait for is the Kiss anime comments, because if you ever go on any of these kind of shows, please go on any of these and just
do not
look at the comments on them, and they're fucking amazing. They are a roller coaster of emotions there. They're fantastic. If you ever want to laugh, get yourself on Kiss Anime, look at a controversial or shitty anime like this, or Ero Manga Sensei, and have a gander at the comments. It's all good fun.
So, skipping to one that I almost had on my list, but ultimately did not put on there. Jingai-san no Yomi, which is about Tomari Hinowa, who is a normal high schooler until one day he is told that he has to become the wife of a mysterious creature called Kenanogi. This is the start of their newly married life. And it's this high schooler student, and he's sitting next to like this sheep thing, and apparently he's its wife. That's all I got. It's a 4-coma. Fuck if I know.
Sure.
Sure.
There's a lot of these that is just like, I don't really know. There's a sumo anime where a guy wants to be the top sumo, so.
But he's little.
He's a little guy. Another 4-coma, modern day vampire comedy centers around a high schooler, blah blah blah. Sounds like Twilight. Is that the circus? Oh, no.
Karakuri Circus.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost. At this point, I'm just like not even reading things, which is getting quite bad. But
well, the circus one looks like it could be fun. It looks like it's based on an old, property.
Oh, of course, the one that I wanted to talk about because I know nothing about it, but it's Studio Mappa and it's Zombieland Saga. I don't know anything about it, but I want zombies. I like zombies. It's going to be Halloween time. I want zombies. This is the saga that nobody has seen. The world will be saved by the dead, is what it says. So maybe the zombies are the protagonists. Who knows, really? But yeah, zombie shit, I'm always worth giving a chance, Because I love zombie shit.
Especially in the fall season.
Yeah, perfect for Halloween. I love a little bit of horror shit in Halloween. And finally, Pingu makes a return. Not really. It's Chitose-chan, which is a little penguin who lives in Kyoto and has a little backpack. I don't know if is it based off that actual penguin. Do you know the one where it's got a little Pingu backpack and it goes to the fishmongers and gets given fish and then he comes back?
It might be. I don't know about that penguin. I know about the one who fell in love with an anime girl.
Oh, rest in peace, that little guy. Grape Coon.
He lived a good life, Grape Coon did.
He did. Hey, he actually got his waifu, didn't he? So,
He did.
It's all good. He got that cardboard cut out.
Say.
Which, he's a penguin, he's happy. Is there anything
That's kind of it for the shows. I just want to mention under the movies, there is a new Gundam movie coming out called Mobile Suit Gundam NT, which is a continuation of the Gundam Unicorn storyline / Gundam Unicorn 0096, which was just a rebroadcast of the original Gundam Unicorn. So, It's going to be a movie. I don't recognize most of the characters that show up into it. I recognize the Zeon Princess. Don't know what happened to Bosharam, whatever the main character's name. But it looks like a lot of cool Gundam fights, and I can always get behind a lot of cool Gundam fights.
Everybody got time for that.
I also gotta say just how cool Unicorn was, where it was modern day animation with old school character designs, which is just the coolest.
It's a good hybrid. It's not the worst hybrid to have. Yeah, like I say, nothing really for me personally standing out in the movies other than the things that have already been reported: Godzilla, Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super. Sorry, those kind of things. No OVAs or anything. So, is there anything from the season that you want to bring up, Manimal, or
No.
you all good?
No.
Nope. Okay. He's now currently eating bagels away from the microphone because Manimal's so excited about this season. I guess then all it takes is closing thoughts on the season before it begins. So, Manimal, never mind actually.
I don't even need to ask.
It's been pretty clever. Pretty clear rather. Coryn, how about you overall hopes, dreams, expectations of the season?
I mean, I think there's going to be a solid 4 shows for me to watch in here, hopefully. Fingers crossed. You know, I felt better about the summer season, but I feel pretty good about this one. It's not the most disappointing season I've come across. I'm betting at least one of the ones on my list is going to be an absolute banger, to use your turn of phrase.
Gonna be an absolute banging, son. It's gonna be a romper stomper. Yeah, no, for me, I was a bit disappointed by summer overall. I always, in my brain, think summer's the biggest season. I don't know why, because I'm consistently wrong. It never is. Never is. And fall, it's got a couple of good ones. There's 6 or 7 shows that I want to check out. There's a couple more that obviously I've got to, out of obligation now, but hopefully we'll come away with a few. We will obviously review them. It's not as bad now I've gone through it. At first glance, I was like, oh, not really much to grab my attention, but there's a nice mix. There seems to be a lot of school life stuff, a lot of moe stuff, but then there's a couple of mystery shows. There's some shoujo, love stories and romances with a couple that we've mentioned already. And even some fantasy and medievally time shiz. So,
yeah, but I feel the thing is, it's always the same, ratios between different shows. It's just sometimes one of those genres has good shows and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. I think there's, let's say, a high concentration of European-inspired stuff on this one.
It definitely is, for some reason.
Yeah, it's funny how it always works out, but who knows. Interesting times lay ahead. So we will be checking out these shows when they come out next month. We'll be going through them as well, and just giving our first impressions and stuff. Well, probably me, Coryn, maybe Lego, I don't know. Manimal's probably not going to watch any. But, yeah, hopefully. I've got more hope now at the end of this show than I did when we started. So, it bodes well. There's good omens. But that is all from us here. That's about all we've got time for anyway. So, it's the end of the show, guys. It is the end of the show now, and that means one thing and one thing only. Do you have any parting shots?
Yes, at the end of this episode, going in order, will be International House of Pain, the song about IHOP from my album Post America on cancelit.bandcamp.com.
Well, now I want pancakes.
I need my pancakes.
But only eat them with a spoon, guys. Let's not be animals.
Yeah.
No, you're the fucking weird one. You don't eat pancakes with a spoon, you eat them with a fork.
Right. Yeah, but I was using my fork for the fucking meal, for food.
Yeah.
Not for my dessert.
It's not dessert.
Fork.
You can have sweet for breakfast. It's okay. It's all made up anyways.
Comes on a separate plate. I used it as my pudding, to use the English vernacular. But yeah, that's all we got time for, guys. Episode 148 in the books. Next week we won't. I was going to say we're going to do the Bleach live action review, but it won't be out in time, so we won't. That'll be the week after. We'll be doing the tune in next week, where we'll be doing the back to school survival guide.
Oh yeah, we gotta do back. Technically this episode. Next week. This is our traditional back to school episode.
So if you have just got back to school, hang on, survive. If you need to hide for the next week until you can listen to this, and then we'll tell you how to survive school.
I mean, don't hide. Go to your classes. It's not that bad. I'm going back to school, so I'll be right there with you.
Yeah, we can give... Coryn can give his tips. We'll give Coryn tips. It's going to be a magical little support group.
If you guys
We're
ever
there
feel
for you.
troubled, go to your local Polish restaurant and consider dropping out.
Don't do that. Maybe
It
do one of
worked.
those things. Do the first half. Don't
It
do the second
worked
half.
for me.
It tenuous.
Yeah, and now you're left in the fetal position every night wondering what happened to the Polish restaurant.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you made such monumental, life-changing decisions there. But rest in peace, Polish bistro. But with that said, let's get out of here. Let's go to bed. Not all together. Maybe we will. I don't know. It depends how much alcohol we've all had, respectively. But it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from these guys.
Yes.
We're going out on
And we know what will be in the end.
the IHOP tune.
Did you even realize why it's called International House of Pain?
I absolutely did not until you said it there. But I've also not listened to International House of Pain because I was like, this has nothing to do with anything. Why would I
You
listen to it?
absolute
So I didn't
loser.
listen to
You didn't even listen to the full album.
it. I did skip that song. There's another song I skipped, but I can't remember what it was.
I will fight you to death.
Okay, I listened to more than...
You won't even listen to my full album.
He's never listened to Mr. Steak. That's truth.
Yeah, Mr. Stay, I don't know what the fuck that
You
shit
won't
is.
even listen to my whole entire album.
I don't even listen to Eminem's full album, you know, until months after. I've listened to Kamikaze now, obviously, because it's a great album, you know, when he dropped it out of nowhere. But
It's good to know how you really feel.
are you going to do some Chuny Chronicles for us? Or are we taking a break
Yeah,
on the Chuny
yeah,
Chronicles?
I am. I'm going to do the Chuny Chronicles.
Well, stay tuned before you get to hear the song, the incredible song for the first time that I'll be listening to as well, so we can share that experience together. You're going to hear the writing talents of Manimal.
The Chuny Chronicles. Continued. Absolute traitors, liars, and thieves who disguise themselves as friendly figures who hide in the bushes to invite and befriend you only as time ticks to reveal themselves as absolute evil. The Chuny wanders along and feels betrayed by those who can't even bother to give their full attention to anything, let alone a simple fraction of time. The Chuny is now far from society in the bush where it all began, as cavemen had once pounded rocks until the modern-day skyscraper and jet plane was made. The Chuny realizes all life is being a caveman, but only with a suit and tie. In the office, it is as if the cavemen had never died. The one in charge, like the sun itself, will beam to the goal of the simpletons who smash and crash around the office in a haze, wondering when time will turn in their own direction. The Chuny is out, and the Chuny is no longer about. However, as time ticks on and the trees betray, the Chuny realizes one truth in life. You can only be as one. The Chuny knows this.
station wagon will shut this tower down, but never doubt what people